what that interview did. And it's not like we haven't had big rollouts for Young Thug albums before. If he never had a rollout that was like big or popular, then maybe I wouldn't have this complaint, but we've seen it in the past. We even saw it with his last album, Business is Business. While he was behind bars, the entire industry was posting that QR code that led to a countdown to, symbolize the release of Business is Business. Like, that was a huge deal. It felt like a really big deal when Business is Business came out. Now, a lot of people didn't end up liking that album, but he was behind bars. Regardless, that still felt like a big deal. This does not.
Tuesday made me do it.
Welcome back to Real Spill with Tuesday. With a players parlay and I hate the K. Smash that like, smash that subscribe button, finish that Benel. Let's get into the Thugger video. Cause I really think Thug been shit out the field. But we're gonna see if he prevail though. Cause I know the love be fake, you feel me? The hate be real. But we're gonna see though. Let's get into it.
Young Thug is constantly living proof that rap fans are fake. They're fickle. He has always been a reminder of no matter how much love you see shown on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and all over the internet, sometimes it's just not real.
And I really do agree with that. When Thug came home, it was so much love. Even I showed him love, but hey man, the album dropped. Is that album gonna get love? I'm telling y'all, it's the album gonna get love. And we shall see. I just, Thug had made that tweet, y'all gotta beg me for this. I mean, really, bro, the fans ain't gonna beg you for nothing, bro. You got on that interview, dressed up in all this elite attire, but is your numbers gonna reflect elite? Is you gonna do 300K in the first week? Man, let's get into the video. I don't want to drag it too long.
He has never done the numbers that his peers have done at their peaks. Guys like Future or Lil Durk. He's never done the numbers of guys you would consider to be his direct proteges like Lil Baby or Gunna at their peaks. He's never done the numbers of some of the guys you would consider to be heavily influenced by Young Thug like a Playboi Carti or a Lil Uzi did at their peaks. Yet this was all supposed to change when Young Thug got out of jail. When he was in jail,
he waited too long, bro. He waited too long to drop. I feel like Young Thug came home, bro. He's supposed to jail went crazy, bro. I understand you go through stuff and, man, bro. He waited too long to drop. He let that goddamn hate, that love deflate, man. Let's see if he can pick it back up, but he ain't gonna pick it back up like that, man. He gonna have to beat the case again.
the entire industry was showing him so much love. All the fans, everyone was talking about Young Thug. Oh my gosh, when he comes home, he's gonna go crazy. The tour, the album, oh my, it's gonna be so fire when Young Thug comes home. He's gonna be the biggest thing in rap. He's gonna be the biggest deal ever.
But he out here getting carried by Future though. He out here getting carried by Future. Future holding a lot of nigga hands right now, man.
Yet, UI Scooty, his return album, his first album since coming home from jail, you know, that album that everyone was hyping up before it even existed, was supposed to come out this Friday. I bet some of you watching this video didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
It was supposed to come out this Friday, but nobody was talking about it. It wasn't a big deal. Everyone was acting like they didn't.
But I have seen a lot of Instagram press, though. I have seen a lot of Instagram press. I'm like, okay, I see them. They paying for press. They trying to hype him back up, man.
It was not a news-grabbing thing in the rap world. It wasn't something that people were constantly talking about. Oh my God, Young Thug about to drop. Oh my God. It wasn't something that was headline news in a space of rap where there isn't a whole bunch of like headline news going on where it's just dominating the news cycle. Oh my God, Drake and Kendrick, they're going back and forth. Nobody else can get a smidgen of screen time. No. It just wasn't talked about because it felt like people didn't care. Now, Young Thug has pushed the album back to June, and I think that that is actually part of the reason as to why it's been pushed back.
And yeah, they pushed it back to June. They just hope it's not so much competition, bro. If it's so much competition in June, you know, rappers love trying to take over the summer. But you gotta understand, man, listen. They pushed it back to June. they gonna have to pull the little baby the QC little baby stunt. You know what the QC little baby stunt is? $2 million in marketing budget to make this nigga look relevant. Now, Young Thug not signed to QC. I don't know if Young Thug label is gonna do that. But they gonna have to spend that budget to make this nigga look hotter than he actually is. Cause he didn't capitalize on the hype when he came home. He dropped that mid with Future. Nigga talking about clothes and Future saved the song basically. Future and 808 Mafia saved the song. Like, bruh.
What's good, YouTube? It's Justice I Used to Be Pay, and today I'm back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Young Thug's upcoming album and just the lack of motion, the lack of real love, just everything going on with it, and why I think that this album has a serious chance to flop. But before I get into that, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Do all those things. It helps me out a ton. It's actually kind of funny that Young Thug ended up pushing his album back today, or at least announcing that he pushed it back today, because I actually recorded this entire video yesterday. I wrote this whole script, recorded the entire video, because I was like, yo, Young Thug's about to drop and nobody cares. I was ready to sound the alarms on this album. I was like, yo, this is going to flop. The numbers aren't going to be good. It would have been very, very rough. And I think that everyone knew that, including Young Thug himself.
Yeah.
And I think that honestly, that's probably the main reason as to why this album got pushed back. I don't think that any of the musical or sonical changes that Young Thug is going to make on this project would have made it pushed all the way back to June. I just think that everyone kind of saw the writing on the wall. When I say everyone, I mean Young Thug and his team. They saw the writing on the wall in terms of this album not really having a whole bunch of...
Yeah, like 30K first week max. Like 30K first week, man. Like, I'm saying, like, nobody caring right now. Nobody caring. Like, who got it right now? Carter got it right now. Who finna drop some heat? What's name got it right now? Future drop right now. Of course they gonna turn up. And you know what just happened in the eye of the media? What's this called? Met Gala. Met Gala happened. Future trending on Met Gala. Why Thug ain't get invited to Met Gala? Why Thug ain't Met Gala, but he did that interview dressed in the goddamn elite suit like he gonna be invited to Met Gala. That what he should have worn at Met Gala. You feel me? So it's just like, you guess you gotta read between the lines and you see what's really going on. You feel me?
heat to it, and we're just like, yeah, we're just gonna push this back. We're not gonna put it out now. We're gonna try and heat this thing up. So in a way, I feel like Young Thug pushing his album back really vindicates everything that I'm thinking about this situation and everything that I'm going to say in this video, because I feel like he noticed what I noticed. Young Thug's just never had comparable numbers to the people that people always compare him to in the rap game. He's just never had their numerical or charting success. That's just the unfortunate reality of Young Thug's career. It's really not that bad. He's a millionaire. I'm sure he's fine. But you get what I'm saying. Like, despite being the guy that everybody gets their sauce from, despite being your favorite rapper's favorite rapper,
cause he definitely influential, bro. Like, he sell more influence than records. Thug sell more influence than records, but I'm not gonna say he cap on Thug. Thug getting his bag though. Thug getting his bag sometimes. Like, I might, out of Thug's album, I might mess around with like 5-6 songs max. You feel me? 5-6 songs max. I might be rocking with out of 18, 20, you know, it might push my soul to, well, I'm like, damn, he popping it for real. But he ain't never just had no, for me, he ain't never just had no, Future, like, Future just dropped that Western name like that. We compare, but it's all love, but, you know, we compare, but really it's all culture, though. It's all still our love between with Future and Thug though. So I don't want to just be pinning side to side, but it is what it is. I mean, this is rap.
he's just never had that level of success. But when Young Thug went away, it felt like the entire culture as a whole became much more appreciative of Young Thug and who he really was and what he really meant to this modern day rap space. Everyone became so appreciative of him over those 2 years or so. It's kind of like, to make a weird analogy, but if you follow me, you follow me. It's kind of like if you have a dog, right, and the dog is always wanting to go out in the morning. The dog is always at the door, ready to go out. He's barking. Somebody let him out. He's excited to go and run around, but it's 6:30 in the morning, bro. You're tired. You're not trying to do that. You were up late last night playing the game. You're not trying to get up. So you complain all the time about letting the dog out in the morning, right? But let's just say then the dog gets sick. The dog is sick for like 3 or 4 days. He's throwing up. He's got, diarrhea. Like the dog is just messed up. He's sleeping all day. He doesn't want to go outside anymore. Over those 3 to 4 days, you're like, damn, like, I was tripping, bro. It's really not that big of a deal. All I got to do is get up and open the door and let the dog outside, man. It's not that bad. And then you start feeling bad. Then you like, man, I'm never going to not let the dog out again. When he gets healthy again, I'm never going to not let him out. And then the dog gets healthy again, and you're back to complaining about letting the dog out. Now, I know that sounds like a weird analogy, but if you follow me, you follow me. That is like a one-to-one comparison to how people talk about Young Thug. When Young Thug was out in the free world, everyone used to talk about how great he was, but nobody wanted to stream his music like they streamed Future's music or they streamed Lil Durk's music. So when he goes away, oh my God, I can't wait for Thug to come home. Oh my God, yes, Thug's coming. And then when he comes home, you're back to not streaming his music, not being excited for his releases.
Nah, I can't say that's our fault, though. That's Thug's fault. Because when Thug came home, like, Thug was at top tier. Niggas was streaming his music. Bro, we were listening to Thug just cause he came, man, nigga. It was a celebration. I don't know what he talking about, but it was a celebration when Thug came home. We was streaming. I was streaming. You feel me? Like, man, listen to number YSL. You feel me? So I'm just... Like, I don't agree with that. Thug just didn't take advantage of the moment. And to be fair, Thug lost a lot of people, But sometimes, you got to cope later, man. Sometimes you got to put it to the side, bro. Especially because sometimes the iron never strike that hot again. It's just like a female when she ready and she hot and she ready and she giving you all the signals and signs. Bro, you got to strike. You feel me? You can't wait. But I'm going to put that on. Because next week, she not going to be hot like that. You going to have to get her back right. You feel me? It's the same thing. It's the opportunity, bro.
Also, this idea that, like, a rapper coming out of jail is this huge piece of marketing. Oh, my God, the album's going to be crazy. Can you just imagine it? Oh, that they're going to do a stadium tour. The album's going to sell 300K first week. At this point, it's just propaganda. More times than not, does somebody come out of jail and drop an album to pretty much the exact same fanfare that they would have if they were free the entire time. Sometimes even less. Like, I know we have Meek Mill as the example in this modern era. He came out, dropped an album, and went stupid, but that's like that's not the rule. That's the exception. All right? We have somebody like Bobby Shmurda who was getting hyped up for his entire 7-year sentence, and when he came home, crickets. Musically, nobody's really checking in on Bobby Shmurda. I'm sorry. Like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's just the truth. Nobody's trying to stream his album. Nobody was trying to run it up, even when he first got out. Kodak Black has been home, in and out of jail 15 times, and none of those albums have blown up out of proportion to where he was at that point.
But to be fair, Kodak has had hits. Kodak has had hits since he came home, bro. Like, he has had multiple hits, to be fair.
Career. Now, he's had albums that are up and he's had albums that are down, but those are just albums that are representative of where he was in his career. It's not necessarily, oh my God, because he got out of jail. Even somebody like 6ix9ine, I know he broke like the IG Live record when he first got home, but that album wasn't a outlier in terms of the success that he's had in his career. It's pretty much the same, if not slightly lower. And I'm not saying that these guys can't come out of jail and have a successful album, because it's happened in the modern era. We've seen Gunna do it. He came home and he had a ton of success with his album. He went on tour like he was doing.
And with that Gunna situation, man, a lot of people just wanted to see what Gunna had to say, though. We wanted to hear what Gunna had to say. But for real, but Gunna doing it right. Gunna doing it right, though.
Doing a lot of good stuff. But at the exact same time, that wasn't even like the peak of his numbers that he's done in his career. That was a lower level of success in terms of just pure numbers. He still did well, but don't get me wrong, like, it wasn't anything like insane. So that idea that, like, oh my God, coming home from jail, you're just gonna go crazy, that's just not how it works anymore. A huge sign to me, and probably Young Thug and the rest of his team, that this album was not going to do well if it had been released on Friday, was the performance of the song Money on Money.
And then, as I think about it, bro, that's why Thug going to make a great CEO, bro. He's going to make a great CEO for his artists on his label, bro. He already did what he's supposed to do. He sold more influence than records, bro. It's no doubt about it, bro. YSL gonna be big, bro. YSL already was big. I feel like the new YSL is gonna be big. Simple as that. He's gonna make a great CEO. He's gonna drop when he wants. He's doing what making him happy, bro. He's not selling his soul. He ain't all in the headlines, and when he do make the headlines, it's for smooth shit. You feel me? And for no embarrassing shit. It's for the right light. You feel me? So he doing what he's supposed to do.
Which was the rollout single for this album, the lead single. It was Young Thug's first official single since Coming Home in like 2 years. It also had Future on it as a feature. It also had a music video that tied back into the Otis music video with Kanye and Jay-Z. Like, this was supposed to be a pretty big deal. All right. Now, the song did have some buzz. It made its rounds a little bit on social media, but it went as fast as it came. While, yes, this is a classic case of fake love from rap fans, I also have to acknowledge that this album hasn't been promoted well by Young Thug. All he's really done is announce he was dropping the album on Twitter and drop a song. That's pretty much it. Like, the rollout for this album that's supposed to...
Yeah, he ain't got that type of pull like he thought he had. Like, he don't got a Cardi fan base, bro. Your fan base is not a Cardi fan base. He ain't got the mystique, the mysterious as Cardi. He's more in the front line, so he gotta do heavy promo, bro.
To be huge has been kind of pitiful. Now, he did do an interview with GQ, and that was big in terms of just like counting the numbers, but it wasn't groundbreaking. It didn't grab all of hip-hop media and make everyone put their stuff down and say, no, okay, I know we're talking about this, but we got to pay attention to Young Thug. He's about to drop an album. This is cool, but we got to focus on this right now. We'll get back to that later. That's not what that interview did. And it's not like we haven't had big rollouts for Young Thug albums before. If he never had a rollout that was like big or popular, then maybe I wouldn't have this complaint, but we've seen it in the past. We even saw it with his last album, Business is Business. While he was behind bars, the entire industry was posting that QR code that led to a countdown to, you know, symbolize the release of Business is Business. Like, that was a huge deal. It felt like a really big deal when Business is Business came out. Now, a lot of people didn't end up liking that album, but he was behind bars. Regardless, that still felt like a big deal. This does not. Now, maybe this is a bit intentional for him to just want to put out music and not want to deal with the media circus, as he had to deal with the media circus for the last like 2 years or so when, you know, I don't know, just, you know, his freedom was in the balance for the rest of his life. But you would think that after being held back from his career for so long, that Thug himself would want this to be a big deal and not just a run-of-the-mill album, but that isn't the case. He isn't popping up everywhere and doing a big interview circuit and bouncing around and showing his face everywhere, or, you know, even appearing on like a Kai Cenat stream, which honestly still might happen. I can definitely
bro, he gonna be a CEO, bro. It's just what it is.
See Young Thug being on Kai Cenat's stream the night that the album releases. But still, you get my point. Yet, I feel like that really can't be the case because they just pushed the album back by a month. Now, maybe there are some like musical changes that Thug wants to make to this album. Maybe the album isn't perfectly exactly the way that he wants it, but I'm just going to say this. If Lil Old Me, by myself, no label, no industry, could look at Young Thug's album and say, man, this rollout is ice cold. This album's probably going to flop. I don't want it to, but it's probably going to flop. If I could do that, Lil Old Me, just looking at stuff I see on social media, not actually having the analytics in front of me, the social media engagement, then I think that Young Thug's team is probably on the same wavelength. They're probably thinking something similar, and that's why they're like, okay, let's hold off on this and let's try and reattack this rollout and get some heat attached to this album because it should be a much bigger deal than what it is. Young Thug's comeback album was supposed to be the moment where he finally gets the love he deserves, where he's the center of the rap universe. Everyone's got their eyes on Young Thug. You know, UI Scooty, right? He finally has that moment where he's...
I don't know why he named the album that. I get it though, but niggas like UI Scooter, like, bro, like, I wouldn't never went with that shit, bro.
sells over 200K first week, and he gets the numbers that everyone has been saying on the internet for the last 5 years.
200K first week. Thugger. Big W.
He deserves for all the contributions to rap and all the arrows that he's taken, being the first to do so much.
But you know what, though? It's beautiful at the same time because it teaches you that nigga don't gotta do no type of numbers to be happy. You feel me? Like, as long as he peaceful, like, where he at? He has did those numbers with influence alone. People gonna listen, though, and people gonna copy. But it just is what it is at the end of the day, so
Many things that other people went on to do and not get that same hate, not get that same criticism because Young Thug had already done it. And watch this. Watch when this album comes out, if it is still really cold in the way that it is today. Watch when this album comes out and it's actually good. People on the internet are going to be saying, oh my God, Thug did it again. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I waited 2 years for this. Oh my God, Goat's Home. Oh my God, Young Thug album of the year. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Best album ever. Young Thug. Oh my gosh, Demon Home. And then the album's going to sell 65K first week. If this album sells less than 150K, really I'm going to say like 125 to be generous. But especially because this album has now been pushed back and they're going to give it another go in terms of heating it up, I'm going to be very disappointed in rap fans.
I mean, I ain't gonna say 150, bro. I'm gonna get a 100. I'm gonna just say a flat 100, bro. Like, if it do a flat 100 first week, it's a W, bro. And it really crazy that we still talking about first week numbers in the streaming dominated era, bro. We still doing first week numbers. Cause last time I checked, 40 million streams is still like 40,000 first week. Like, that is crazy. Carter had to do 1 billion streams and he only sold 300,000 first week, pure streams. Not including the bundles. Like, 1 billion streams and you only get 300,000. Like, that just show you that this shit still manipulated. Brock game still manipulated, bro. You feel me? It's still inflated and manipulated. Like Jay-Z said, we used to worship Billboard, but we was young. Now I look at Billboard like it's you dumb. I ain't got 1 billion streams, I got $1 billion. You feel me? So it's just like, it's just manipulated, bro. But we make it what it is.
If y'all don't like Young Thug, that's cool. You ain't got to rock with him. You don't got to listen to his music. But I'm so sick of getting on the internet and listening to rap fans talk about Young Thug like he's
Rap Jesus.
but not going to listen to his music. And you know what it is? I think it's people wanting to be kind of like smart. They want to be smart fans, right? They want to say the right thing. When people talk about the most influential rappers of all time, or especially of this era, or the GOATs of this era, people say Young Thug because that's the smart answer. Everyone wants to know ball. And Young Thug is the name that you bring up when you want to make sure everyone knows that you're knowledgeable. You're not just your regular average rap caviar fan. You know what you're talking about. Shh, Young Thug, oh my God, the Slime Season tapes, bro. Everyone wants to say the right thing, but they're not actually going and listening to his music. It's a very similar effect to what happens with Chief Keef. I still believe that this album will be good because I still believe in Young Thug's musical capabilities. But if this album would have came out on Friday, I was 100%.
Bruh, this album was dropped on Friday, bruh. It would have been sad, boy. I'm telling you. That boy would have did 30K first week, man.
Prepared for it to flop. Full stop. I thought that this album was going to tank badly. Like, not even come close to 100K first week. Maybe max out at like 70K. I thought that the numbers were going to be very, very bad. So I'm glad that they pushed it back and are giving it another chance to kind of get some heat and get some attention.
I mean, the Thug do 80, bro. Like, that'll be a W for Thug. I mean, if he do 80, that'll be a W, bro. Honestly, bro. I'd be happy for him he do 80. 'Cause last album and the missed all the court shit and the trending and the Drakes. I mean, he gonna come with a Drake future. Like, he gonna come with a Drake future. He gonna come with a more futures, you know. We gonna see. I just hope he reach into a different bag with this tape, bro. 'Cause I really want to be listening experience. The problem with Lil Baby is he's making the same songs over and over again. He's giving us the same formula too much. The songs are not trash, they're mid. Cause he keeps giving us to them. But if he would give us a different listening experience, that's why niggas need writers. That's why niggas need songwriters. When you become an artist, established artist in the game. Cause you can change your product and your listening experience, you know? So really, that's what all this about. But knowing this album, bro, it's gonna sound like this was so much, my word, that last album, so much fun or whatever that shit was. Like, I hope it's a better listening experience, bro.
Tension on it. But I will say, regardless, I think the album's going to be good, and it's going to become more and more popular organically, even if the album doesn't get any hotter in the next few weeks, because it's going to be good. Some songs are going to go viral on social media, and that's just how things go. That's how the cookie crumbles. I think it still would have gained some popularity over time, but I don't know, man. It was looking really, really rough. Still is. I'm going to give it a chance to get hot again in the next few weeks or so, but man, I don't know. I will be very surprised at this point if this album does over 100K first week. I will be very surprised. I'll be happy because I want Young Thug to do great. I want him to sell.
What Thug shit did when as soon as he got home, made that top tier trap music, 10 songs, and just dropped. That would have just went crazy. As soon as he got home, midweek, dropped a 10 pack, top tier trap. It would have been so crazy that he could have gave us that. He could have gave us that little belt, that little baby level of mid, bro. Niggas would have been eating it up. You feel me? As long as the production was good, man. But man, listen. Hey man, shout out to you for the video, bro. I don't know your name yet, but I don't know about heart, but I'm definitely give you credit. Hey man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Real Silver Tuesday. Like, subscribe, finish that bell. I'll be back at y'all with some more videos. I'm gone, man. Niggas like these bitches, they be hit or miss. If it weren't for me, they would've been quick. But you can't fuck with pigs, he ain't doing this. Niggas running circles, they ain't doing shit. Thinking that you know me wanna talk down. One step, two step, crocodile. This ain't really a trap, on shit pop style. But if a nigga step, he get knocked down.